Barakatha Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash, double honors of the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to brothers and highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, and contending to fight in the good fight of faith, Lord willing. We have found that number to be delivered, and likewise for you sisters who truly trust and believe, may you be watched over as well. All right, so I was meditating on a few things, and the thought process came into our mindset and what our mindset should be, as these days are literally counting down. All right, and before the thermonuclear destruction, the time of Jacob's trouble is going to hit real hard in this place. So again, our mindset, you cannot have the same mindset you had a year ago. You can't have the same mindset you had 2 years ago. All right, your mind and your spirit and your mind has to evolve as these prophecies evolve, as this thing goes on. We gotta be right there with the happening, staying in the now. All right. So we get a couple of scriptures, right? We start 1 Peter 4:1. It says, "For as much then as Yahushua has suffered in the flesh." Read that again. "For as much then as Yahushua has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind. For he that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin." All right. So we're being instructed to arm ourselves likewise with the same mind that Yahushua had, Yahushua. All right, because Yahushua knew what his mission was. All right, he knew what his mission was, and he knew as that time drew near, his mindset was changing. All right, and we are to be in that same stead, as we know that Yahushua is about to strike. Our mindset got to change. And this is the difference between the men of the Lord, from the head apostles on down, and the men of the world. All right? The men of the world, they're not concerned with the prophecies. Their mindset is set on the things of this world. And that's clearly evident, man. And now, these people get mad because they know their spirit ain't right. They know they're not right in the spirit, and this is why they're getting mad. Coming up against the men of Great Millstone, from the head apostles on down, and all the believers. So they're going to fight tooth and nail, to try to force themselves to believe that they're in the truth. But the Lord is going to make it crystal clear to them when these things start going down. Why? Because their mindset was totally in tune with things of this world. All right? Luke 9:62. It says, "And Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow and looketh back is fit for the kingdom of heaven." Give me 1 second. Sloppy. Gotta go get some glasses. It's getting tougher and tougher, man. Tougher and tougher to see this bad boy. All right, Luke 9:62. "And Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow and looketh back is fit for the kingdom of Yahushua." All right, and again, it goes to your mindset. When men first came into the truth, right? There was all about it. Couldn't be torn away from it. But the cares of this world have choked the word, and their mindset has changed. Now they're trying to just, go full force in the world, but at the same time, they know some scriptures and they want to try to be a man of the Lord some of the time, but be a man of the world all the time. All right? The Lord said, if you put your hand to the plow and looketh back, and a lot of you men have looked back. You have looked back and turned back into the world because the things of this world were pleasing to the eye. The sounds were soothing to the ear. We hear a great millstone from the head apostles on down. We despise this place, man. Every waking morning, we despise it even more. And we truly understand and know that this place has to be destroyed. And no other group out there is talking about Babylon being destroyed. Nobody. You know? This thing of ours, we should be, you Israelites out there should all be blaring this at the top of your lungs. Babylon the Great is falling. But instead, again, as the scripture says, the love of money is the root of all evil. And the way this whole internet platform is set up, now you can make a decent living. Or if not a decent living, you can make some money. And this is what a lot of you Israelites now all about, being a internet content maker. This is what your true desires are. And then you can go and boast and brag about all the things that you have. That's why we can't wait for the Lord to drop the bottom out of the stock market. Because little do you people understand and know, the stock market is the driving force of America. If the stock market is doing bad, then America's doing bad. But again, you people have looked back. You have looked back and loved the ways and the pleasures of this world. Let's continue on. This is Genesis 19, and I'll start at 23. And it says, the sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew the cities and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. All right. So again, as the scriptures say, all things are written for our learning, and this is the time we're living in right now. All right. The Lord had gave Lot specific instructions that he passed on to his family. All right. Just like the Lord has revealed his secrets unto his prophets in specific instructions, and we published it to the people. Right? So now, what's going to be the end result? Because Lot's wife looked back, because you can come to the conclusion that the things of the world that she loved was there, and her mindset was on the things that she possessed. This is why she looked back. And likewise, the time that we're in, ain't no time to be looking back, man. There's no time to be looking back and trying to, capture that one time when you was growing up, or when you was, back in the world, trying to get that good thing back. It's all vanity. All right? And why would you want it? Why would you want it back? It's poisonous. It's wicked. The whole concept of America is wicked. The whole foundation of its principles are wicked. All right? So we understand and know our job here is to prophesy the downfall of this place. Not to try to reap benefits and try to, fit in. Try to be those guys where, we here. Absolutely not. We're not trying to look back. And those who've looked back have reintegrated themselves in the world, though they don't believe it. But you now have come a part of this world again. As the scriptures read, the dog has returned to his own vomit again. All right? So Lot's wife looking back is a resemblance of one looking back to look at the things that he or she once owned, to be, just in a state of the mindset just being of the world. Right? And that's what a worldly mindset is going to get you. It's going to get you a carnal ass whooping. Trying to be a part of the world. All right? Let's continue on. This is Sirach 39:1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And here we go again, and as the lesson is, about the mindset, your mindset, what your mind, what your spirit and your mind should be in tune with. Your spirit should be in tune with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and your mind should be occupied in prophecies, in prophesying the downfall of these kingdoms and nations and peoples. You see? We read these scriptures daily. We meditate on these things daily. And we hope and pray that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai continues to sup with us daily, that we may be found worthy. So when the destruction comes, when the time of Jacob trouble comes, we'll have that protection, that hedge of protection around us. Why? Because our mindset has been totally submerged in the scriptures and in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Again, but he that giveth his mind to the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. So that word meditation, right, brings me to this. The word mind, right? The word mind. Let me see if we can play it.
Strong's G 1771. Anoia.
And it says the act of thinking, consideration, meditation. Right? Now, what did we just read? Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and is occupied in the meditation thereof. All right? So this is what your mind should be. Your mind should be on. The meditation of these things that we talk about and we speak about. All right? Let's jump back. It says, a thought, notion, conception, mind, understanding, will, manner of feeling and thinking. All right? So this is what your mindset should be about right now. The meditation of the things that we have been prophesying about, of the things that the Lord's going to do. Being circumspect, being ready at all times, because the Lord said what? He's going to come as a thief in the night. So be ye for ready at all times, man. Be ready at all times. Let me go, let me take this one here. Take it back. Let me see. Be out to meet. This is Matthew 25:5. Because I'm laying the foundation, concerning the men of the Lord and the mindset that we ought to be in at this time period. All right? And being submerged in the meditation of the things that are happening, the things that are going to happen, and how the Lord is going to come back and strike, man. Matthew 25:1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be like unto 10 virgins, which took their lamp and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamp and took no oil with them. All right? And you can also, tie this into their mindset. All right? Their mindset wasn't about the meditation of the scriptures or of the things that the Lord said he was going to do. All right? Just look at the men of Israel outside of Great Millstone. Just look at their character. Look what they talk about. All right? Some shit that has nothing to do with, anything that the Lord got going on. Verse 3. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. All right? So this is the time period we're in, waiting for the bridegroom to come. But in the midst of him waiting for him to come, we're keeping our lamps trimmed just right. All right? There's an art to trimming a lamp. All right? To let that wick burn just right. Not too fast, not too slow, not too dim, but just right. All right? And this is the method in which the men of Great Millstone, from the head apostles on down, this is the method that we have concerning this lamp. Keeping it trimmed just right. Keeping yourselves ready. Keeping yourselves sharp. Because any given moment, the Lord can return, man. Verse 6. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps have gone out. Why? Because they were not in the proper mindset. And they let their lamps were blown out, if you will. The oil burned too damn fast, and now they have no oil. Going back to what I said earlier. You know, when you first come into the truth, you hot, man. You ready, you hot. You can't wait to get it out. You can't wait to speak. You can't wait to get out there and bring the information out. But as men get complacent, and as the time goes by, and each passing day or month, they figure, oh, okay, we see what these people are doing with this internet thing. Let's get on board with that. Let's get on board with creative content making. You know? The Lord has given us just enough to get ourselves sealed, by doing the work that we do, making videos, being brotherly, breaking down scriptures, praying to Yahweh Shai without ceasing, having faith, believing in the name of the Lord. All right? Meditating on this word. These are all things that keeps your mind in the right setting. In the minute there's a distraction, in the minute something comes along, such as the way this internet has evolved, it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. All right? Anybody who's truly all about making, content for YouTube or making outside content, I'll say it that way. Outside content, outside of these scriptures, outside of this thing of ours. That's the lot you're going to fall in. That's your lot. And therefore, you're going to be judged in that lot. All right? So where we at here? Verse 9. But the wise answered and said, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they all went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. All right? And again, they that were ready were in the proper mindset, keeping their lamps trimmed just right, knowing that the Lord was going to strike. Not thinking that, it's not going to happen anytime soon, so we're going to continue in the ways of this world. And that's what men have done. They've lost patience. All right? But that's okay. If you have lost patience, then the Lord got you right where he wants you. All right? So all that being said, I'm going to end it with this one. And this has been, my pretty much my favorite scripture lately. All right? Because it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes for the time that we're living in right now. Ecclesiastes 12:1, it says, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. You see that? While the evil days come not. So this is powerful, man. It's telling you something. Don't just read it to read it and keep it moving. You gotta stop on this one and let it marinate. Because there's nothing but evil days ahead of us. Okay? And when these evil days start to unfold, who are you going to call upon? Who are you going to seek for help? Who are you going to run to? Who's going to be that shield and buckler? Who's going to be your strong tower? Donald Trump? Your government? Your cousin who got, military rifles and shit? And that's another thing with Jake, man. ISUPK, they're heavily, lately they've been heavily into, physical training and all this other shit. Esau's a man of war, right? Yeah, you guys may have some guns, you may have a little bit of ammunition, but again, Yahweh Shai has made Esau the wicked. The Lord has done this. All right? And trust me, the Lord is not going to let you niggas rise up and take Esau out. Absolutely not. The Lord will take you out before you take Esau out. All right? Because the Lord purposed the mission through Esau Edom. And it's going to be fulfilled. Likewise, the same thing with Lot. I'm Salakia. The same thing with Cain. Okay? The Lord said, anybody put their hand on Cain, they're going to be put to death, basically. And likewise with Esau Edom, man. The Lord's going to reserve Esau Edom for that great day of judgment. Okay? As it is written in the Compact Bible Dictionary, the scene of great future judgment. All right? And the scriptures tell you, exercise profiteth very little for the body. Niggas is out there in the hot sweating sun, jumping jacks and all this other shit. That shit ain't gonna profit you nothing. All right? But all that being said, again, going back to the mindset that you have to be in, all right? You have to be in a very single mindset, especially if you're calling yourself a prophet and a man of the Lord. Your mind has to be totally single. Your thought process has to be clear. And prophesying and speaking of the word of Yahweh Shai, preaching the word are essential, man. This ain't no time to be double backing and, talking about, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, so let me go out and stay the course here in Babylon the Great. So to all you brothers who, are just coming into the fold and understanding this, keep your eyes single. All right? Pray that Yahweh Shai gives you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right? That we all may be found worthy at the end of the day. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. I'll see y'all brothers in another one.